It is Team Justice League +1's turn. To check this zone. People in here. Superman, Wonder Woman, and Angrier. The other team has flown the coop. At least from this, let's check what they can see. Wonder Woman can see these four. Satchmo, Angrier can see these two. Day Sol here. Let's see here. Superman. Also see angled. Start here. We've already checked the squares of that zone. Try these three squares of this row transposed all the way up here. Oh, I see you. Anything else in there? Pulling the shift leak in the Magra. Trying to be this sleek, slippery, slimy, grimy, surreptitious, sleazy, skeevy, seamy, seedy underbelly of the urban techno-rave cyborg metropolis. Walking in a river of darkness, this one. You belong to the city, you belong to the night. We found that guy, so one did not escape. That's Wonder Woman. Let me check everything. Wonder Woman can see these also. No, this was going to do a charge. Wonder Woman can also see on this diagonal. Bollocks to the moon. Let's see, up from that diagonal. Stopping, and not including squares that are further away and of the specific context of parts of the perimeter of the ancillary psychological principles. It's a quadrilateral geometrical translucent Greek firefly polymer canopy lid container frame. It includes these, that, maybe not this one. Seasons. No. up from this square. Check like that. We'll do that and then not further away. Let's see this one. Exposed from this distance, this context. We don't know where. We know where Detroit Steel is. Let's kill that guy and then get the Theroth. Maybe Theroth. Superman. Maybe Superman can handle Detroit Steel. Let's have. Oh, Diana could take a move action. Diana's going to clear. Maybe start checking the labyrinth. This Brainiac may be extremely dangerous, but he's inert. And even if he were to become dangerous, he'd have to take an action to do that, assuming he hasn't done that already and he isn't waiting. Superman is going to pull a one running shot and move here. I think that'll change his zones, but on the way, you will now be able to see this. Going there. Brainiac. Come out! We'll keep them close. Put Diana there. Now you can see here. We already checked these, and we can see this. Right there. And now Diana is no longer in this zone. Yeah, take the other two off. Take them all off, but take the other two. This intends to place a return to the position of deflecting ether precedent into the zone peg. Yeah. Yeah. Is not in any zone. Did this. And they all cleared. So it's Team Justice League +1's turn. Now we've got actions to burn. Let's check everybody's zones. That's Superman and Angrier, not Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is off the grid. She's in the labyrinth. They don't even have Yosemite requisition forms. No. Superman can see this. That. No. Nothing there. You can see on, see that square. Nope. One angle. We checked this one above. This is a that zone. These three squares of that row transposed up here to up these columns. See. We got one here. These. That's Detroit Steel. He hasn't. That character has not moved. Automaton android. Nobody else next to him. It's just Detroit Steel. Have Superman attack him, maybe. And Angrier. Angrier's in this zone. I haven't put him in here. Check that one. That's all of these squares. Superman So can angrier. Angrier can also see diagonally up there. Yep. Here, check this one. Only angrier. This is a master square for these three of this column transposed across those rows to here. That's what those are. There's nobody there. Wonder Woman can see this one. Wonder Woman can see these four. Well, Wonder Woman can see this one. Oh, you can see 5, 6, 38, 94. Come on, be somebody! Here in a diagonal. I don't want me to now. Stop. Take the California, go Montego Bay, New York City's Rochelle. She's got what she has. Nobody in there. Let's check this one. Found this guy. Superman make an attack. With actions that involve movement and attacking, let's keep concentrated on the board so that we can do this. Now we're going to be able to see that and here. Now here you go. Anyone in there? No, nobody in there. Let's shut. In there. Yeah. There. Now we're going to make that move. I think we change those. We are attacking Detroit Steel. Golly, still there. Now we did the move action part. Now we can do the attack part. We have to have attack. Superman, it will be only one shot, one target, 11 super strength, though this is a ranged combat attack. Plus 6. Superman, not on your game today. That's 17. It is 18. Perplex up to 19. Or did this perplex last turn? I don't think it did. I've been neglecting to perplex. But he still evades that. He still is not hit by that. Them shall that as a failed. Okay. Salisbury steak-stained hands. Is it red? No, but it's close. Let's have Diana sidestep. Let's say we use a power action to move around the labyrinth. Then if we find him and we're out of movement, we can always sidestep somewhere else. But we could do that even if we used sidestep and then in sequence to that used the power action to move. Let's do a sidestep just in case we find him with the sidestep. Then we don't have to use a power action. I'll move here. Now we can see here, 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 near these. No, this is the one you're in. Now we can see this thing. Check that zone. Nobody's in it, we're not stopping there. We're here now. So we open one of these. You can see that one. This one. This one. No. this one. I don't think we can see that one. Right. Now maybe we can have angrier look that way, have you look this way. Yeah, do a final side step. Go there. Anything new you can see? You can see diagonally here. Check this place, but not the zone. Nobody. I think that's a no characters there. Well, Diana can now see all these. No, I don't think he's in there. Might not be in there. Check those closets. Angrier is going to roll regeneration. Angrier will, now that there's a break in the action, will roll regeneration. 6. It's the maximum, so you get 4 regeneration. You only needed 2 to get to the top click. They took 2 damage. Angrier took that move to do that. And one woman, recall, did that. Okay, do that. Let's give Diana that action to look around. So, search around here. She has 8 movement. So try to use that as economically as possible. So we do 3 here. I'd like to end it there. So once we get to here, we see these 2. See if we see anything there. No. Alright, let's not do this. No, because then we get to check 2 and not have to go here. Be seen by someone here, go someone there. Be seen by as little squares as possible. Now we're going to go here. We'll be in that square and we'll be checking that zone. Nobody in there. Nobody in the zone. Two, we have 6 more. Now we're going to swing around up here. So let's go up here. I'm going to be checking this zone now. Check that one. He's in here. Brainiac is in this zone. So we're here now. Let me check this zone. He's not in the master square for that zone. No. This is we're in that square. He's in here. Oh, we're based with him. I just didn't know that way. Moved into that square. So that's where we are. We're stuck together. Ooh, how unfortunate. Wonder Woman. There, around here, and looked up there and found. Brainiac attempt a breakaway and run away, like Brainiac often does. Got it! We broke away. Diana does not have plasticity or any power that inhibits breakaway. Let's have Therox Therox. Calorie Dob Ostike Ike Therox. Anthrax powder. We've got shoulders straight-laced fingernail pauldrons for days. They're made of homogeneous solids consisting of a recurring series of three-dimensional molecular or molecular scale pattern fractal-type austenitic phoretic artifact, finger-like austenitic phoretic artifact reinforced niobium chromium death rune cinder derived transit carbon pole deposits niobium chromium niobium brushed nickel colander stupid crucible lustrous steel alloys of the 1991 Persian Iraqi Gulf War. Their worthy sonar signature blocking deflecting by mathematical engineering and paint job. Airworthy surgical quality, weapons grade titanium, tentpole issue. So take this. 4. If only somebody had probability control. That likely does not hit anything. And that would be 15. Superman has more than 15, which I suspect he does. That would hit Brainiac, but not. I've been around Brainiac too long. Team Justice League +1. Capacity 1. Let's check Wonder Woman zones. Meanwhile, recapping the events of Brainiac's Gone! Oh, he tried to leave. That was... that breakaway roll was likely Brainiac. When you make a breakaway roll, I suppose you do the roll so that they can see it. You don't have to say which character, though. They may infer from that they were the ones who based you in the turn previous to which, your incipient in which is the turn in which they make the breakaway roll, that they would declare the breakaway roll so that the opposing character may perceive it. No long from the incipient in which is it. And he's not there. We see these squares. Not in there. I don't think Brainiac has sidestep. It is unlikely then. Where did you go? I'm gonna find you. I will end you. He has 4 movement. It's not like I guess he could be just hiding right there. I have sidestep, so I'm gonna take a sidestep here once we've checked everybody else's moves. Sidesteps can occur at the beginning of the turn, as believes Superman. Superman can see here. Oh, jeez. You didn't come up here. Chinese lover. Go back and learn. Beta-lactams. Got transplastidase for a heavy fatty enzyme and protein armor. Ready for you this time. We got 2 characters in this zone. And only those 2 characters are in that zone. We did not get any new additions. Superman, you can see on the diagonal here. One's in there. We've got Detroit Steel. Still there is a robot. Exhibiting some nightmare generator mathematical archetype only calculable by Alan Turing room enigma code decoding information exhibiting intrinsic focus over there. It's a prolonged exposure to the gaze. The glower of the robot field, depth of field, parochialism, parallax, and focal length. Increase my focal length. I'm going to seem huge. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do that. Am I bigger yet? No! This zone. Check it. Check it. Tharok is in that zone. We have Superman and Tharok. Let's check. That probably ran away. That explains that attempted attack. Someone attempted to attack Superman. He's attacking me from here. And there you are. So you were the only guy in that zone, other than Superman. Just not search any further. So we found Tharok. I could do a dual attack. I have 2 targets. Do any of you have 2 targets? No, Superman has 8 range and 2 targets, and I'm using them. If Diana was here, I don't know if that will work. Because then, how would I could dual target and then decide how much damage to deal to each character later. Just like the idea of smacking both of you. Because then, in that case, you can choose. If you only target one character and you miss one character, you can't then hit the other character. But if you target both characters and you hit one of them, then you get to hit one character. So I'm targeting both of them. And Superman will make an attack. And Diana, perhaps let's delay that attack. Let's have Diana move. If we find Brainiac, perhaps we'd like to attack him instead. Let's go here. First we're going to go here to see if he's in that square, because then we wouldn't be able to occupy. But he's not, so we're going to sidestep. We're checking what we can see. We see this zone now. Anyone in there? No. Shall we stop in that zone? You can see these two, this one, that one, that one. And you see this one. And he's in there! You see this one? Because of this blocking terrain, particular edges, the context of edges of the parts of the perimeters where the quadrilateral ancillary psychological principle tract, translucent Greek firefly, polymer, canopy lid, container frame containers would suggest that perhaps you don't see this one. Because I'm going to say he does. I'm going to say he does. From that position. See this, and the diagonal. I'll continue to see here. Check there. Nobody there. We already checked of this zone, so we go checking these, and all these were checked when we checked this zone. We found him, so we know where he is now. Diana couldn't escape a Themyscirian Amazonian. Apparently, Diana is an amateur sleuth as well as a warrior. We found you, Schultz. We found you. Maybe we could have Superman attack Brainiac instead. Is that wise? Should we destroy his cronies? Let's have Superman deal with these two and have Angrier go down there and take care of try to obstruct Brainiac from getting away so that we could take him on once we've finished off the robots. But he's going to keep perplexing. Maybe perplex isn't too big of a problem. He takes 1 damage, he turns into a monster. He becomes extremely powerful and difficult to attack. We want to do that right now, because we have not dealt any damage to either one of these two characters. We're having difficulty doing that. Would Diana take a power action? I think we're going to not take that power action. Move action. Angrier is going to move. Take a move action. You would have to stop here and take. Yes, what? How much movement does Angrier have generated to talk about? 10 movement. It's a while a ways. Go. 6. Do 6. Go here. On the way, we're going to see this. So we go here. See. We check this square when we check that zone. Nobody there. And we may have checked those squares when Diana was looking for Brainiac earlier. Checking them anyway. For demonstrative purposes. Oh, you monster! You the monstrous stuff. And we're gonna go here. He's gonna see these. Which way you might have already checked. Mine already checked. And from here also we'll see these. Not that one, this one. Right. Checking the square, the master square, but not the zone within. The power within. Power within! We would have to stop here, I think. I want to be here, so if he does break away, he's not going to go through here. He's going to have to go around there, and with his small movement, even if he does push, he'll still have that movement for that turn until after the action resolves. Then he'll get his ridiculous speed boost. That great speed boost. So let's make more movement. Make with the more movement. Let's move 8. Yeah, so that's where we'd like to end up. Let's see, then we're going to, once we do this, we're going to start seeing this stuff over here. Not this one, because of the particular context of the parts of the perimeter of the quadrilateral geometrical structure. Ancillary psychological principle, tract, geometrical order, volume configuration, obstruction, obtrusive presence of the semi-obstrusent, in the particular case of the translucence of certain Greek firefly polymer container canopy lid container frames. Now we're going to be in here, we're going to check all of these, the ones that we didn't check. And we could see this zone now. We can just check that zone. No, nobody's in there. This zone is these two of this row transposed of these columns to here. Explosion continuing for every cascading moniker. Every cascading zone in a zone. And then we're going to go up here. You can check that zone. Figure Brainiac is in there. And we're going to stop here. With 8. The world's most needlessly repetitive, redundantly redundant. Enter the world's most redundant and needlessly. Redundant implies needlessly, and now we're going to redundantly use the word needlessly in the process of, or incipient to, a character referring to this game as repetitive or needlessly repetitive, and complicated game is going to use a needless amount of action. Or is it needless? We're going to be in that zone. Let's see it. Chickadee check it. We got Angrier in the house. Angrier is going to be leaving this zone. I'm going to enter that zone. Put you back in there. Put this, Brainiac and Angrier in that zone. Yowza. Anything else you can see here? This would be these would be blocked by these two parts of the perimeter at the corner. Both of the parts of the perimeter referred to as the corners of those particular ancillary psychological principle tract geometrical configuration of translucent Greek firefly canopy container canopy lid container frames. Oh my devilish, oh devilish. And we have Angrier there. We've based him now. Diana took a free action. Anything else? Close that. Let's make that attack. Superman dual targeting both Therox, Anthrax, and Detroit Steel. Stop dressing like a bumblebee, not Obsidian, not Siberia. We found that Brainiac was gone. At the beginning of the turn, we found that these two were still where they were left. At the beginning of the turn, found out that Brainiac was gone and that these two were still standing there, trying to destroy Superman and failing perennially, subsequently, insouciantly, subsequently, and insouciantly, subsequently, and sedulously, succinctly. Bollocks. Then we had Diana do this. Get a sidestep, and we found Brainiac here. Then we had angrier. Freeze! That's an action. Now Superman is going to dual target Detroit Steel and Tharok. See if we can hit something this time. They're both perplexed in their defense, and they both have impervious. 6, that's neat. 6 and 2, that's 8. What do we hit with? We have we don't have 12, we have 11 attack. That's 19. Oh, I've hit both of them. I could hit any one of them that I choose. If this suspects if it hits Tharok, he might get outwit, which I'm not getting. Which means he might be able to outwit someone, though Superman cannot be outwit. His powers can't be countered. It doesn't say he can't be targeted by outwit, but they can't be countered, which is what outwit does. When he has 2 action tokens, and he's about to have 2 action tokens. No, when he has no action tokens, which means he'll be counterable next turn. Maybe we don't want to attack Tharok. Let's hit Detroit Steel for that. And Detroit Steel is going to get impervious. Does not get it. And he's messing with the Palladion throne without actually being in the position where this suspects that it might attenuate, transmit, and attenuate ether precedent or kinesis like ether precedent power through it by being of a specific proximity to it by conventional approaching diagramless electrochemical bond scale power means. It's got exploit weakness now. Ridiculous chainsaw. I've got a kryptonite chainsaw for you. I got that power. So he's taken 2 damage of Superman's 4. Yeah, boy. We did it all to you. And he loses his perplex because he took damage. Diana is going to clear. Rather, should say, Detroit Steel loses Brainiac's perplex. He did not perplex himself. Wasn't even perplexed by a guy who is within the specific ranged and non-obstructed line of sight that he allows characters to perplex. He's using through the neural pathway emulating digital age network kind of perplex. It's like, hey, look over here. Is that a camera? Ah! Defrosted a lemon weed. Pull an attack with Detroit Steel. It's the turn. 3. That fails miserably. Second attack there. And Tharok. Tharok is going to try to attack 11 penetrating psychic blast. If we can do psychic blast, then maybe he has a damage power that reduces the damage of ranged combat attacks by 1. Maybe this guy should have gone and based him. Too late now. Later. Alright, let's have Brainiac increase Tharok's damage by 1. And we're going to do 5 damage now, penetrating psychic blast. 11 attack on Superman. Targets, he has 1 target. That's 8. That hits a 19. Superman is 18. Finally, we hit something. Superman's damage power under a yellow sun reduces all damage dealt from ranged attacks by 1. So this increased it with Brainiac to 5. So now it's 4 again. 4 penetrating damage. Cool, blimey, finally. Hypersonic. Oh, he still has it on the 5th click. So now he's on the 120 point value. Hit you so hard we transformed you into a lower point character. Now that's neat. Tharok is going to perplex his own defense up to 18.